Guys, I want to have a quick conversation with you lot. And I want to tell you, guys, don't you ever get too attached to a 9 to 5 job, man. They're not your family, they're not your friends. You're there to make your money and you leave. I'm gonna repeat, bro. Don't ever get too attached to a 9 to 5 job. They're not your family, they're not your family, they're not your friends. You're there to apply to a job, get your money, leave, and work on your dream. I'm speaking from first hand experience. I've worked at 4 jobs in the past. I don't know how 5 hands up. 4 jobs in the past, right? And I'm telling you, it's very easy to feel very comfortable in the workplace, you know. You're there for too long and you start to feel, oh, I kind of like this. They're paying me every week. Wrong, bro. You better run, bro. When you start thinking like that, though, bro, that's a call for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. You see, I remember last week I made a video and it was me, it was tied to something like, you know, talking about absolutely nothing. And in that video at the beginning, I was talking about how I went to a job interview, right? That job interview. And one of the chicks there, you know, she's like, we're family, right? Now, my personality, I'm more sort of an introvert, right? But I have the social skills of an extrovert, right? But I'm not a very social person. That doesn't mean I'm not shy. That doesn't mean I'm shy because I'm not. A lot of things people get wrong about us introverts is that we're too scared to speak to people. No, because I have the confidence for extrovert. Pardon me. I just choose very wisely who I speak to, right? And when this girl said to us, when it was me and this other guy, I think he was like 2 years younger than me, he must have been like 18 when he told me. Yeah, oh, yeah, last week. Some 18-year-old guy, Antonio, right? I was speaking to him about the job, right? And then some girl was introducing herself and whatnot, and the colleagues, saying, we're a family. When she said we're a family, I was starting to get thoughts in my head, and I was thinking to myself, okay, so she claims for this job place to be a family, her and her employees, and, you know, me and him being part of the job. Well, allegedly part of the job. I say allegedly because there is a risk that you're not going to be enrolled, you know? It's just a recruitment phase, right? And we'll get to the end of the story. We're not done yet. I'm going to make it very quick. Yeah, she claimed to be a family and whatnot. For the workplace to be a family, saying they bust jokes and whatnot and shit. Let me I change position. These are killing me. You know, like I said, claim to be a family in the workplace and stuff. And I automatically had the thought in my mind, okay, but it's not promised I'm going to get this job, is it? There's a possibility I would get rejected. And I speak from a lot of experience because I've been rejected by over 2,000 jobs. And I don't exaggerate when I say that. Anyone who knows how rough this job market is, you know that's a fucking fact. This job market shit ain't easy, it's hard as fuck. Right? So I was thinking in my head, the moment she said that, and I keep repeating myself for emphasis and to really make a point, for it to stick to your head, it's not promised I'm going to get this job. They can reject me. And it'll hurt more in person. They can reject me anytime they please. Right? So let me not get too excited yet. Let me not get too happy yet. So this is why when they're joking around, they're laughing and shit. Hey, we're family. Yeah, we make jokes. Oh yeah, and if we all make jokes with each other. Yeah, we're like a team. We're like a team. And we always look out for you and whatnot. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Because the moment they don't like you, they'll lay you off like they did to me in my other sales jobs. You know, my sales jobs in the beginning, I was the popular kid, right? And I think it was mainly due to me being in shape and whatnot. It was very uncommon in the sales workforce, right? So I gained a reputation pretty fast on the first day, right? I made my first sale, my first day at my event sales job at the time. This was 2 years ago, and I got a pretty big name for it, right? People talking good stuff about me, and all that good stuff. People introducing me to some girls in the sales force and whatnot. I'm like, shit. Second, day, I already got some clout status, right? And then later on in the week, that first sale was like, it was the only one I got from memory. It was like the only one I got for the week. That clout immediately diminished. No one stopped talking about me. No one gave a fuck about me. And shit, even on my third week in sales, they swapped to door to door for some reason. So we stopped doing the event sales, and you know the draw when you just stand in the public and you harass people like a lunatic. I was doing that, and then my last day in sales, my team leader was talking to me saying, you know, the managers, the leader, the manager of the company was thinking of kicking me out. And he told my team leader to kick me out. But my team leader said, no, I'll keep him for a bit longer to see how he performs. Do you see what I'm trying to say here? So they're already talking behind my back, thinking of kicking me out. And this is what I'm telling you boys, man. Stop. And don't view them as your family. Your family shouldn't cut you off. Neither should your friends. Now, of course, there are unfortunately some scenarios where you may have to cut friends off. It happens. I've done it before. I didn't want to, but I knew it had to be done. But your family, they shouldn't have to cut you off. That your job shouldn't be talking shit behind your back either. And neither should your family. That job did. They was talking shit behind my back. That sales job. They were thinking of kicking me out time ago. I'm glad I left. They were nothing like family, not even a bit. To even compare that to my family is shameful from their part. I can almost spit on them, man. And back to the story about the job interview I went last week. Like I told you guys, it wasn't promised I could get a job. There's a chance of rejection. All right, and I spoke to the interview guy. It was a good interview. Personally, I think I smashed it, right? I think I did really well, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart. And I'm an honest guy, right? And that's the chest. I genuinely believed I smashed it. It was meant to be. It got rejected. They said they'll email me around the end of the week. I got rejected. They emailed me like 2 days later. Got in, didn't get the job. Was it disappointing? Yeah. Did it hurt as much? No, not really, because I had low expectations for it. You know, you're so used to getting rejected. It's like, why am I surprised that another one rejected me, right? It's just, I spent money on TFL services this time. So the rejection is a bit more annoying because it's, I guess in a way you could say it's kind of a waste of money. Because it's all that money down the drain for what? I mean, I did explore places that I never went before. I don't really take the train much, so yeah, so that's something fun. Explored a bit of London, but still rejected. It's a bit annoying. Those £15 could have went to other things which would benefit my life, whether that be fitness or even a cybersecurity course that I'm currently teaching myself, because this 9 to 5 job market isn't doing any well. So I might as well learn a high income skill for via own expenses. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it. But you see how they just rejected me? You see what I'm talking about? This is why I keep telling you guys, don't get too attached to a 9 to 5 job. This lady was like, oh, we're family, yeah. I imagine I was getting excited. Alright? Imagine I was getting too excited and felt comfortable. Like, oh, I'm gonna get this job. I ended up not. And I just stopped applying for other jobs, bro. When I left that job, and I got almost applying for other jobs as well, because I already had the mindset, I've been putting this mindset. I can't just think about that one job just because I got the interview doesn't mean it's guaranteed, guys. Just because you got an interview don't mean it's guaranteed 2G. It's not promised until you get the yes. And with a heavy recruiting of lots of people, it's not, it's not promised. So chances they'll say no. Obviously, I have that optimistic mindset, but hey, man, you gotta keep it loading with the jobs and not get too attached like I did. Well, like I did not in last week's incident. So I don't really feel that sad because I kind of had low expectations anyway. The only part that annoyed me is how I spent money and didn't get the job I wanted. So it's kind of like, fuck. But at least I got the feedback loop, but you know what I mean? So, and even if you do get a job, don't get attached. Because the same way their jobs would be willing to kick you out and have conversations behind your back about kicking you out, like my sales manager did to my team leader in the sales job 2 years ago. And the same way I got rejected for the offer now, that's all the more reason. The moment you stop performing, it may feel like a family in the moment. The moment you make one mistake, they'll be very quick to kick you out. So this is what I'm saying with you lot. And also I want to give you one more story. I went to another job interview. That day when the video I was saying talking absolutely nothing, I went to another interview the other day, some fine dining stuff, right? And I made a bit of a mistake, right? In the sense of, I applied for the same interview on the same day at the same time, because it was separate days of when I applied for these 2 jobs, right? So I forgot. So the day after, well, a few minutes after that interview where I got rejected, I spoke to the dining interview, right? And I was talking to them, I'm sorry. I was typing some things like, I'm sorry, man, I messed up the day and whatnot. I'll be happy to come to you tomorrow. They reply the day where I go to the interview. I shit you guys not, like 20 minutes before I actually arrived to the building. So that already goes to show they didn't give a shit. And I know they didn't give a shit because when I entered the building, It wasn't like, oh, you're golden, you're here for the interview. But they didn't know shit. I just had to pull up. I could tell it was unprofessional. They may have had the labs and whatnot, but I could tell they didn't care. And the reviews were right. Shit, man. That's crazy. So don't get too attached to a job. And honestly, bro, with this tough job market now, I'd even go as far as to say, bro, it should be mandatory for young men to learn a side hustle. What other choice do you have? Do you know how hard it is to get a job now? Bro, you kind of have to learn a side hustle. And yeah, a lot of you guys, the conventional path and whatnot, society likes to teach you, bro. Just go to university, follow the normal path. And hey, I'm not shitting on universities. Personally, I don't like it. But if that university course gets you the career you've always wanted, go for it, man. If not, and you know it doesn't, take that risk. Have that uncomfortable conversation with your parents that you don't want to go there, man, because it's better you have that uncomfortable 2-hour conversation than you being there for 3 years thinking about committing suicide because you're living a life that you do not want, trying to please other people. It's disrespectful to yourself. Yeah? What else do I have to say? Yeah, man, keep it hustling. And yeah, like I was saying, this generation, bro, my age range, I'm 20 years old. You know how this job market is. I love you guys. You know how hard this job market is, bro. Bro, you have to learn a side hustle, man, because these jobs, bro, it's really hard enough. What other choice do you have? Think outside the box. I have good friends of mine telling me, "God, how do you go so hard on YouTube?" Sometimes even supporters in my comments. I'm thinking, bro, the job market sucks. What other choice do I have? How am I not gonna go hard? Can't get a job anyway. So, give myself my own job. I work on the channel, you know? I'm also learning a cybersecurity hustle. Things that they don't teach in school. I have to self-educate myself because this job market's a fail and it's only getting worse and AI is taking over. So don't get too attached to 9-to-5 jobbers, man, because, bro, you may have a day where you're super nice to them. Oh, the boss loves you because you're doing good for the service, bro. But the moment they find a better employee, the moment you make one mistake, they'll cut you off like this, like a light switch. I'm telling you, like this, so quick. It's so sad, man. I remember, for anyone who lives in England, London, you'll see something called Good Morning Britain, the news, right? There was some guy, he worked in, I believe it was Morrison's for like 15 years, yeah? And it was good, man. He rose up to manager. He started working at like 17. And then so there was some guy spat on him, right? And obviously the feds weren't there. As a man, you have to defend yourself, man. Stand on business, don't take the disrespect. So of course he beat it. Then the guy actually beat him up. Gave him handed it to him, quite literally. They sacked him for his job, for standing on business. Shout out to the guy that lost his job. He stood on business. You don't be blue pill and just submit. Because I know what submitting is like because I did it in the past. They will tell you you're the bigger man. Female teachers. And it's always the female teachers that tell you this, bro. A male teacher, they would have said, no, you're being a bitch. And I'm speaking from experience. I remember 14 years ago, right? There was a sticker that a friend of mine had, right? I accidentally ripped it, right? And then it was home time. We had to sit outside on the line order, wait for our parents to pick us up, right? And then this guy just kept punching me up. My legs were folded, right? In the line. He was just pissed off, was emotional, for right reason, fair enough. He was just punching me up like this. I was just sitting there taking a list. Because all them feminine teachers in the blue pill society they cut to my masculinity. Cut to me. So I was just taking the beatings and punch hard as a bitch. We're still friends now to this day. He was actually my first friend, which is quite funny. I haven't seen him in like 3 years ago, reunited with him. But that's besides the point. The issue was that after those beatings, that fucking hurt, by the way. I was 6 years old, right? That guy hit like a truck too. All those female teachers, when the beating subsided, were like, oh, and you're the big man. No, you fucking went, man. Because that mindset transferred into high school. And because I would get into many fights in primary school, and I'd get in trouble for it. Whenever the same thing would happen in secondary school, right? I would just take the beatings because I'm scared of, oh, what if you get expelled from high school? Looking back, I wish I got expelled from high school, man, because, bro, all the beatings they gave me, bro, there'd be times I'd get stiffed slaps in the class, like, super loud. You'd think the teacher hears it. Somehow they didn't. Crazy, right? And I took those beatings. Fucking hurt, pissed me off. Some would be right to the face, thick hands from fat people. Thick, chunky hands, just boom. Loud sounds. Students hear and shit. Teachers do nothing about it. Fat kid was right beside me too. And I never reacted. Because I thought, that's being the bigger man. You're supposed to be the bigger bitch. The bigger bitch. Blue pill. Conditioning. Indoctrination. Weakness. Someone disrespects you like that, bro. Listen. 3 areas you should never let a man touch. Never let a man touch your neck. Never let a man touch your face. Yeah? And never let a man touch your head. Oh, if they do that to you, kill them. Give them a near-death experience. Beat them up so bad, they never want to mess with you again. Because a lot of times, someone would give me stiff slaps at the back of their head too. And I was never bald in high school. I shaved my head bald by myself. I just preferred to. Saves me money as well on these broke days as well. Kind of helps me a lot. You can still see the hairline. You can still grow hair. I just used to shave it off myself. And in high school, I'd have we'll end this video quick. Hold on. I'd have those haircuts. You know those buzz cuts. We can still have that the oval shaped head, but it's a head that people slap a lot. And you have that hairstyle in high school where a lot of people are immature. You get clout for stupid reasons. You get slapped. I get slapped at the back of the head a lot. Super loud connection slaps. Yeah, and I did nothing about it because Blue Pill cucked me, saying you're the bigger man for not fighting back. I look back and regret, and I wish I did something. Shit. One guy picked on me in college once. Picked on me for like 1 year straight, and I did nothing about it. When they finally arrived, and long story short, I put a beating on him, and he never messed with me again. He actually started respecting me. I was like, hey, Gordon, what's good, bro? Yo, fist bump me and shit. Shut the fuck up. Because if I never gave you them beatings, you would have still been disrespecting me. And the thing that fucked me up the most, guys, was when it was cool with me after I gave him them beatings. He asked me something that I asked myself, but I was too afraid to answer. Why did you do that? That's what he asked me. As in, why did I just let him beat me up? That's what I was thinking. Why did I just let him beat me up? Why did I give them beatings? Why didn't I give him the same beating? Give the people in my past in high school the same beatings too? I don't know, man. I should have. Because it stops the disrespect sooner. High school lied to you, G's, bro. They kept telling you, bro. They kept telling you as a man, if someone picks on you, don't hit back. You're the bigger man. No, you're the bigger bitch. Because that's not a good mindset to have for us, man. Not translate well in the real world, bro. Because if someone grabs your girlfriend's tits and squeezes her ass, and you just stand there like a cock, he's gonna fuck your girl too. Then what? What if you're at yard with your wife? Your kids, you're the man of the house. Guy breaks in. And you're blue pilled, right? From society. What society says. The female teachers, mind you. No male leaders to raise our men. You're too much of a bitch. Beats you up. Puts you to submission in that corner over there. You can see this corner? I'll show you this corner. This corner. So that going over there like a bitch. Just there. And then the criminals fuck your girl and you just watch. Because you were too much of a bitch to take action. And now the girl will never see you the same. And you probably could have had the power to stop them. And even if you didn't, at least you fall down on your own 2 feet. But now you'll never know. Now your girl's traumatized for life. And has potentially generations of healing, decades of healing to be done. Because you're too scared to step up and take action. You listen to your female teachers, and it's not me hating on women. But we do need a lot more male role models. So you didn't go through the bullshit that I went through. With the submission. And being too scared to stand up and respect yourself and the people around you. Don't work in the real world, man. Just sitting around being disrespected and shit. Fight back. And even if you lose your job like that other guy. Yeah? Even if you lose your job like the other guy. That Morrison dude I told you about that story. Search out if you guys think I'm lying. I ain't lying. Search out. Hey, at least you have that self-respect. You should respect the law, but you can break a few rules. If it's to maintain your honor, the people around you too, go crazy, brother. It's justified. And to link it back to the title of the video, I know I went on a tangent. It just came from the heart, so I thought I'd just say it. It was meant to be 5 minutes long. We're 21 minutes in. Look at that. But like that Morrison dude, man, stand on business. And there's all the more reasons why you shouldn't get too attached to a 9-to-5 job. They ain't your family, they ain't shit. Because if someone disrespects you and you put your hands on them, and they initiated it first, I'm pretty sure your family and friends would understand, and they wouldn't feel like cutting you off for it. And if they do, you're on the wrong people, G. But it shouldn't be like that. Because I know family and friends don't do that. They would actually respect and commend you for doing such. Rightfully so. My friends and family would at least. I have good people around me. Not much, but good enough. Great, more than good enough. I'm happy with that. But for a job to cut someone off just for protecting themselves and for standing on his own masculinity, and ironic because you promoted him to leader, manager, right? You respected him and promoted him to manager because of his ability to handle people around. But you also sacked that same man for defending himself, which is ironic because to manage a team, you need to manage yourself. When he manages himself post-work hours, you want to sack that same man for defending himself. So don't go crying now if another manager can't step up to the plate to the same level as the one you sacked just because you wanted to stand on business. To which I'm gonna repeat again, ironically, him standing on business, protecting himself, was helping the others around. He was a rarity and you just sacked him. Shame on you, system. Guy centric as fuck. Blue pill. Society on your side, man. They want weak men, bro. So, bro, you have to remember your mission, your vision. We use the 9-to-5 to get money and leave. Yes, it helps with our CVs, of course, and whatnot. It's shit, yes, they are and can be. It helps with the CV, makes it easier to get employed and whatnot. More experiences, most jobs want. Cool. Stand on business too. And you have to have a vision, long-term vision. What you want out of life, man? Don't just go to this job and then go home and do fuck all. Gotta get out of this shit, man. It's getting worse and worse. You know it's getting harder to get employed. You have to find your own passion now. Monetize that shit in the best way you can. Even if it takes so long. I would commend anyone for thinking outside the box in professional ways they didn't teach in school. And I respect anyone who does the unconventional path. Because it is harder. I will tell you that. It's more rewarding, but it is harder thinking outside the box. Sometimes it's just too uncomfortable for the common folk. So they want to stay in the 9-to-5s. And cool. Not everyone can become millionaires and live the life they want. I'm going to take the harder path though. What other choice do I have? It's actually a blessing in disguise, with the job market being as bad as it is. It's taught me not to trust them long term and not see them as close, because we're not. I don't like you. I just want your money. I'll treat your colleagues with respect, but that's it. I'm gonna treat the people, customers with respect. I'm gonna do your service. I'm gonna get my money as a byproduct, and I'm gone. Gone. Seriously.